Nitai Gaura Haribo. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Karthik Mahamotsav ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai. So we'll continue with the Karthik meditation. We'll hear the same beautiful pastimes of the Lord and how just by hearing we can achieve ultimate goal of life. The same verse, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichchata Bhayam. O descendant of King Bharata, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller, the savior of all miseries. Just by hearing or glorifying, we can be free from all miseries of life. In Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, when Krishna, in the last last verse of 6th chapter, he says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgata antaratmana. The topmost yogi is one who is always meditating about the Supreme Lord Krishna. So there in the next chapter, Lord very nicely explains this verse, how we can achieve that platform. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Asakta Mana Partha Yogam Junjun Madashraya Asamshayam Samagramma Yathagyasasi Tashunu. So here, Supreme Lord is speaking. When Supreme Lord, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, then you have to have more attention. Our focus should be even more higher, because not ordinary person is speaking. Supreme Lord himself, Krishna, is speaking. So here what Lord want to convey message is very nicely explained here. This asakta mana, this mind, here Prabhupada translates mind attached, asakta mana. This mind has to be attached to Supreme Lord Krishna. Now our mind is attached to material things. We think that will give us highest happiness, but we have tried our level best. But this mind, there's always like a newer thought process comes. Prabhupada very nicely explains this mind, how it is. In fact, to control this mind is very tough. Even Arjuna, he says, Chanchala mihi mana Krishna pramadi balavad trida. This mind is very powerful, is restless, turbulent, obstinate. And Arjuna says that we can control wind, but this mind is impossible. Imagine Arjuna, such a powerful warrior who can focus. He has the highest level of focus. He can shoot arrow in a long distance with perfect accuracy. He is saying that its mind is very tough to control. As a spiritualist, we don't trust mind, because mind is always giving newer ideas, newer thought processes, and all are like you cannot follow those. You'll be in a scoop if you follow the mind. So this mind, this urges comes with a force. I have to do it. Even it goes in a different direction altogether. So spiritualist, we don't trust our mind. because it comes with a force. And there's no, I can say it's always it does the wrong thing. It cannot in a proper directed way. It gives new ideas. Let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. But all are in a wrong direction altogether. So spiritualists are always watchful of what their mind is, what thought process is going on. And it's so powerful that it can overpower intelligence also. That's the reason you'll see some sinful activities we do. This mind is very focused, it's very powerful. Even intelligence gets bewildered. There's an example of Ajamila, how he just saw a prostitute embracing a man. His mind got fully disturbed. In the same way, many times we see some criminals, they do. In fact, they have done some research. The prisoners who are in the jail, they lament for that activity. For years together, suppose somebody is, by force, he has killed a person. So whole life they lament, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Just like somebody is a big investor, he invests in a stock and he loses money. Or sometimes he may gain some profit, but that profit jumps 50 times more. Then he laments, oh, I would have waited for 5 minutes more, or 10 minutes more, or an hour more. I would have earned thousands of dollars. And that lamentation is so high that he forgets about his small profit, which he has gained. This mind is also like that. So even it overpowers intelligence. And in fact, it even so powerful that the soul gets carried away with their activities of mind. So Krishna here is saying that asakta mana, this mind, how can we control? How can it bring to a steady stage? So he's saying asakta mana, just like this children's small kid, if he's crying, is extremely crying, he has to see mom. He has to see his mom only. Then only he'll be in a calm stage. Whatever allurement you give him, he'll never be pacified. He wants his mom only. Then he is pacified. The same way, this mind also has to be attached to Krishna, to Krishna's lotus feet. Then only it can be controlled, it can be subdued. Now, so here, asakta mana, Krishna is saying, if you want to control your mind has to be attached to me. Maya asakta mana partha. And in that way, you have to do yoga, or you have to be doing this practice of yoga in full consciousness of Krishna, of me. Then you can know me in full without doubt. So here, further it says that one should therefore begin yoga practice as directed by, in the last verse of 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service. So this mind can be controlled by devotional service. So there are 9 types of devotional service. What are those? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. So there are 9 types of devotional service. And first it starts with Shravanam, hearing. One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last chapter of 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shravanam is the first and the most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjuna, Tat Shunu. That's the reason you'll see here. Krishna says, Tat Shunu, Yata Agnyasasi, Tat Shunu. Oh, hear from me. No one can be a great authority than Krishna, and therefore, by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity for progress in Krishna consciousness. One has therefore to learn from Krishna directly, or from a pure devotee of Krishna, not from non-devotee upstart. So hearing also, there is a process. You cannot hear from anyone, because If he is not in the parampara, or he is not in the process of devotional, in the parampara, what we are there, like Krishna had told this information to Brahma to Narada. So the same way, the parampara is most important. If you hear from some upstart and all, or who has highest followers in the YouTube, and you will develop those qualities. Like if you are hearing from a person who is very motivated, you will also imbibe that same quality. In Bhagavatam, there are series of verses about this hearing. So it starts with Shunvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Surat Satam. So in this verse, Shunvata Swakata Krishna. Now what happens when we hear Krishna Katha? That is very nicely explained. How we develop Krishna consciousness. Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma, Super Soul, in everyone's heart, the benefactor of truthful devotees, cleanses desire from material enjoyment from the heart of a devotee. So this is most important. This heart has to be purified. It has to be cleaned. Now it is filled with dirt. Yeah. What are those? Mada, Matsarya, envy, lust, greed, hankering. So they are filled with this. That's the reason we are in this material world. If you want to cross this covering of this material world, which is very thick, each layer is 10 times more powerful. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. So they are 10 times more powerful. And now we are in the state of bodily concept of life. We are only conscious of our body. We sit near the mirror for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then, this way I'll do this way. Finally, what we are decorating? This body. And Shastra says this body has a beginning and an end. It will end in a few days. Okay, in young age you may look good, but when you are old, starts wrinkling. Your body starts fading away. That vitality, energy goes away. So that is a hard reality which we have to understand. That this body has a beginning and an end. And Shastra says that this 4 birth, death, old age and disease. In this life we can perceive this old age, pain, we can say disease. But birth and all, we think, I don't know, because I don't have that information. But Bhagavatam says that birth is also troublesome. Because the child in the womb, he suffers for 9 months. He's in a very filthy state. It's not that he's in a very happy condition. There he constantly prays to the Supreme Lord, I'll never enter this life. Oh Lord, just give me a chance. He's constantly praying in the womb of a mother. And when mother eats some pani puri or some kanta, he suffers a lot. Because if you suppose there is a wound in the hand, like a scratch or some burn, and if you pour some salt and some chili powder or some, obviously it will pain. And the child is full of, his flesh is in a very tender, is extremely tender, and it goes extreme pain. And in that case, he constantly prays, Lord, this is the last. He is constantly praying that I'll not enter that. I'll just go back home, back to Godhead. I'll somehow do devotional service. But once we come back to this material world, we forget everything. That is the nature of this material world. We forget all those pains. Sometimes Lord gives some sample. Like if you go to a hospital, especially in this here, immediately they draw blood. They'll not leave. Any condition you go, they'll take away blood. And that's painful. Imagine you don't have veins. It's not visible. They are so occupied with their tasks, they'll poke in 2-3 wrong locations. And that's extremely painful. And you're in a fever condition, you're 100 plus, your fever is 101 or 102. And in that condition, he does all that mistake. He does all experiment, poking here and there. Imagine how much pain. Literally, you are in a bed, but you are in crying condition. You cannot do anything. So that's the nature of this material world. So Krishna says, Shunvata Swakata Krishna Punya. So this Krishna Katha is most auspicious. Punya. Punya is that. Here, Prabhupada translates as virtuous. Most auspicious activities. In fact, in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti, there are six characteristics are defined in the Nectar of Devotion. Bhakti is most auspicious. It brings immediate relief from all distress. Our distress in this material world is because of two reasons. They call it as because of our own bad deed. And I think so here there is a very nice text explains. One is mature, which is it's coming. I'm suffering with that. One is immature, which is stored in our subconscious mind. It will come in future days. It's just like Prabhupada gives example of a thief who has done some burglary or is looted something. He'll be caught in time. Just he has to, that authorities get to know that. Immediately they get, the cops, if they get to know, immediately he'll be caught. The same way, this distress is also like that. But if we take to this devotional service, starting with Shravanam, hearing, this distress is immediately vanquished. It's just like a blazing forest fire, which can devour any amount of fuel supplied to it. Bhakti is like that. This devotional service is like that. That any amount of fuel, if it is supplied, that also can destroy it to ashes. So Bhakti is so powerful. Shunvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi apadrani Vidunoti Surat Sata. Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Super Soul in everyone's heart, the benefactor of truthful devotee, cleanses desires from material enjoyment from the heart of a devotee. So that all desires stored in our heart. So Krishna, as Super Soul, when he knows, oh, this devotee is eager to do Bhakti, is eager to hear Bhagavatam. He's eager to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. Just by hearing the transcendental topics or pastimes of Lord Krishna, one can cross over this material world of birth, death and old age and disease. And Prabhupada gives one important term there, tattvataha, in truth. So this knowledge about Krishna is most important. We have to endeavor. In fact, Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Siddhanta is truth. We should not be lazy to understand its truth. Siddhanta bhuliya na karo alas. Should not be lazy in understanding this truth. Somehow we have to endeavor for understanding about Supreme Lord. Then we can go back home, back to Godhead. Cleanses the desire from material enjoyment from the heart of a devotee who has developed the urge to hear about his message, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. And there's a series of verses. Now, first verse is like this. When we hear, just by hearing, what happens? The desire or material desire is vanquished. And then further verses Prabhupada explains. Shunvatas is Nashta Prayeshu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naishniki. By regular attendance in class on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. So this is a beauty of Bhagavatam. In fact, Prabhupada brought this system in our ISKCON temples everywhere. That there's a process. How do we purify our heart? How do we train our mind to that process? Just like every spiritual organization, they have some practices. Like if you go to Christianity, morning they have some ritual, like prayers and all. If you go to Mohammedan or Muslims, they also have some practices. like morning they have prayers. The same way, Prabhupada also, in fact, in Vedic times also, the practice was standard. Like in our ISKCON, we wake up early in the morning, 4:30, we have Mangalarti, greeting the deities. It's a practice. It's training our mind, how we can do asaktamana, how we can be attached to Krishna. So it's like morning Mangalarti, then Kirtan, and Mangalarti also Prabhupada has brought beautiful song, Samsara Dava Nalali Daloka, realities of the life. The samsara is like a forest fire. And there's a beautiful prayers by Prabhupada has brought. Then we have Darshanarti, Bhagavatam class, then we go for preaching and all. So there's a system which Prabhupada has established, and how this mind can be asaktamana, how it can be attached to the Supreme Lord. So here, regular attendance in the Bhagavatam and rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact just by hearing Bhagavatam and rendering service to pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada. There are a lot of troublesome things in the heart, like something we have doubts, we don't have faith. All those things are destroyed, they are vanquished, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord, is awakened. In fact, we cannot understand Supreme Lord. We just see material things. It's not possible. It's very tough. Prabhupada says we have to develop a different nature to understand. To see Supreme Lord, we may see only material things, because our eyes are trained in such way to think only matter, to just see about matter. In fact, we cannot see what Lord is. It can be seen by hearing, by Shruta. Just by hearing, we can understand about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, we cannot see our soul also. If you say in reality, if you think, oh Lord, how can I understand? But in fact also we cannot see. Suppose some of the relatives or somebody is dying, we cannot see what is going out of the body. We just see body. But when he is died, when he is dead and gone, we say, oh, we lament, oh, he is gone, he is gone. But what has gone? Prabhupada used to always challenge this question to all big scientists and all. In fact, in Science of Self-Realization, there is a chapter, Soul Research. Those days, a big surgeon, heart surgeon, he had written a letter to Prabhupada. That time Prabhupada had many classes, and Prabhupada used to give talks, and devotees were preaching everywhere. So this scientist is a doctor. He had written to Prabhupada that I performed many operations in my career. So he's asking, all instruments are there, I have blood supply, everything is ready. Then also, what is that going out of the body? I'm not able to understand. So there Prabhupada explains that very nicely. That is soul, how it goes. So we cannot see that. So same way, it's very tough to understand deities, Damodar, how they are manifested in the material form. But it is easy if we hear from Bhagavatam, Shastra. And then further it explains, as soon as tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobhadayas chaye cheta eter anavidhim sthitam sattve prasidate. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of natures of modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. And that's the secret formula. Prabhupada says that our unhappiness is because of this rajas and tamas, passion and ignorance. We are very eager to do something. We want to do something. We want to show something. So we are very eager. Like something I have to do. That's the nature. A living being in his normal constitutional position is fully satisfied in spiritual bliss. In our normal constitutional position, we are Krishna's Nitya Das. Jivera Swarupa hai Nitya Krishna Das. Our constitutional position is to serve Krishna. But in this material world, we have come in Vaikuntha, in the Dham of Lord, we used to serve Krishna. But we became envious. Why only Krishna? Why not me? So Krishna has created this world. Okay, you want to enjoy there? Enjoy. It's not that we are not enjoying in that serving Krishna. We were enjoying. But we became envious. Why only Krishna should enjoy? Why not me? So we are put in this material world. Here we are tormented by threefold miseries. There's a competition among all of us. Because all of our tendency is to enjoy here. Just like I've seen like big investors, they put money. So there are not just one investor, there are millions of investors, they put money. And everyone's goal is to earn money. So in that competition, who wins? It's a very limited people can win, right? It's not that everyone can win. So it's just like taking one's money and giving to someone else. It's like that. The same way in this material world also, whatever we may try is all futile effort. A living being in his normal constitutional position is fully satisfied in spiritual bliss. This state of existence is called Brahma Bhuta, Atmanandi, the state of self-satisfaction. And this Rajas and Tamas, passion and ignorance, leads to, there's no satisfaction. We want more. This greed has that tendency that if you earn $100, you'll think, no, $100 is not sufficient. 1,000. If you have 1,000, you'll say, no, 1,000 is not sufficient. I want 10,000. Lakh, 10 lakh, crore, 10 crore, 100 crore. It goes on. There's no end. This self-satisfaction is not like the satisfaction of inactive fool. St. Prabhupada further explains, a devotee is always in the mode of unalloyed goodness. Therefore, he harms no one. But non-devotee, however educated he may be, he is always harmful. A devotee is neither foolish nor passionate. The harmful, foolish and passionate cannot be devotee of the Lord. However, they may advertise themselves as devotees by outward dress. A devotee is always qualified with all good qualities of God. Quantitatively, such qualification may be different, but qualitatively, both the Lord and His devotees are one and the same. So, when we become devotees of the Lord, we acquire transcendental qualities, like we acquire the qualities of demigods. And there is a verse which says that Araho Bhaktasya Kuto Mahatkana. So, we acquire the transcendental qualities when you become Krishna Bhakta. And further, Evam prasanna manasa. Once this irrevocable devotional service is established in the heart, what happens? Evam prasanna manasa bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Thus, established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by the contact with the devotional service of the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Once that is established, evam prasanna manasa, he becomes very happy, joyful. Bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. So that's the nature of this devotional service, that it makes us very happy. Prabhupada used to give example that before devotees joining, they were hippies, and once they joined the temple, they look like demigods. And Prabhupada used to say, face is the index of a person, mind. So you can see how bright people are there once they take up to this process. That's the potency of this holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada's many earlier they used to complain to Prabhupada that you're washing your brain. Prabhupada said, no, we are not doing brainwashing. We are really washing their brain. We all uncontaminated things we are removing that. So, in fact, in the Krishna book, there's a beautiful story of how Rukmini got attracted to Krishna. Rukmini never saw Krishna in her life. Just she heard. Because Narad Muni used to travel and he used to preach and he used to go many kingdoms and all. So he had come to the place where Rukmini was there, and he narrated the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Hearing that, Rukmini got attracted. And you can see how she wrote a letter to Krishna that please kidnap me, through Brahmana who had gone to, he sent a Brahmana, and you'll see that nice pastimes. And further you'll see Narad Muni. You can see Narad Muni's pastime. Narad Muni was a son of maid servant. He did not have any qualification. He had not heard any about Krishna. Just by serving transcendentalist. In fact, in Chaturmasya, this month, this transcendentalist or the sages used to travel village by village and preach. So they had stayed in the house of that maid servant. So maid servant has to go for job. Finally, child is there, Narad Muni. So she engaged her son Narad Muni in the service of transcendentalist. And just by serving those great devotees, Narad Muni heard what they doing. He saw what is their practice. He was not trained. He was not trained that, oh, you do this way, this way. No, there was no training. Just by seeing, just by hearing this transcendentalist, he achieved greatest position. He became great. In fact, he became the greatest preacher. That's the potency of hearing from the transcendentalist. In fact, in Bhagavatam, there is example of Parikshit Maharaj. How just by hearing 7 days, hearing Bhagavatam, got perfection. He achieved his ultimate goal. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed that he will be dying in 7 days. And he did not, he did small mistake of coiling a dead snake in the neck of Shamikya Rishi. And he did not curse him. His son, Shringi, he cursed him. That, oh, he has done a great blunder. How can this king do this type of activity? And this king was unaware of that. But when he went back to his kingdom, he was just repenting. Oh, I may have done some mistake. I'd have done great mistake. And then he gets the news that a Brahmana's son, Shringi, has cursed him, that he'll die in 7 days. So Parikshit Maharaj immediately leaves that place. And he goes to Ganges. He goes to the banks of river Ganges. And there's an assembly of sages, and he places important question. What I should do? I'm about to die in 7 days. What is your conclusion? What activity I have to do? What worship I have to do? So there were many sages, and they had many different versions. But Sukdev Goswami, the entry of Sukdev Goswami recommended, hear this Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is called as Amala Purana. It's a transcendental literature. Means talks about the Supreme Lord. In fact, when Lord Krishna departed, he inspired Vyasadeva to write this through Narada Muni, write this Bhagavata Purana. And you can see how this Bhagavatam Purana has come about. This Lord Krishna Swadhama Upagate Dharma Jnana Divisaha Khalo Nashta Dishamesha Puranarko Adunoti Tata. So this Bhagavatam is just like as brilliant as sun, which has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna. So we have to focus more on hearing about Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada has given many books. 80 plus books are there. We can all read, and we can take advantage of that. Thus, established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, a man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service, the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from material association. And this is the process where we can achieve highest perfection. How we can detach this mind from this material world? Just by hearing about Supreme Lord Krishna. Mind is always either is in a lamentation of past, or it is hoping in future it will be good. But it does not happen. We have experienced in our whole, maybe suppose I may be 30 years, I would have experienced my 30 years. It's always in a disturbed stage. And the best process to bring the mind is by hearing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Sistastakam, there are unlimited names, Nam Akhari Bhauda, Nija Sarva Shakti. These are extreme potent name of the Supreme Lord. You can see in the Ramayana, where Lord Rama's name was written in the stone, and the stone started floating. That's the potency of the holy name. It's more powerful than the Lord himself. That's the potency of the holy name. So we should all focus, and we have to hear this Bhagavatam, or we have to hear this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And it's the easiest process in this age of Kali, this chanting of Mahamantra. You may try other processes like meditating, but if you sit silent and you meditate, obviously this mind will cheat you. It will go to some dream world, or it will plan something, plan a day. Morning, if you start sitting calm and thinking, okay, I'll do some meditation, it's not possible. So Prabhupada has recommended you have to chant and hear. You have to audibly chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and hear. So that's the way we bring this mind under control. With this, we'll stop. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Karthik Mahamotsav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki